Good evening, Razorback fans. Welcome to another episode of the Hog Talk Podcast, live from the Sterling Soap and Roastery Studios, part of the Believe and Buzz Radio Network, where you can hear us each week on 106.7 Buzz 2 in Central Arkansas. All live shows are presented to you by Arkansas Brewing Company in downtown Ozark. I am Porter Hayes. Alongside me, as always, is Adam Hall. And on tonight's show, we will recap Arkansas's road win over Mississippi State. Softball starts off with a 4-1 start at the Kickin' Chicken Classic. And then at 6:35, we'll be joined by Payton Dunn of Choose Arkansas. So plus all the Super Bowl fiasco stuff, which we'll just jump right into. I have to be honest, the only time I got excited about the Super Bowl, Adam, was at the fourth quarter. My buddy texted me and said I had a chance to win the fourth quarter and the final score on the squares. New England scores a touchdown, then goes for 2, and I was immediately pissed off again. So other than that, very underwhelming game. I mean, at first I like the defense, but then it's like, okay, come on, let's offensive line for Patriots were trash. Commercials were very underwhelming. Just everything about the game was just off. The vibe was off last night.
Yeah. It was background noise for the majority of the game for me. Whether it was commercials or the game itself, I mean, it was on, but I wasn't focusing on the game. It was just kind of like, even whenever I was watching it, I didn't feel like I wasn't into it.
Yeah.
Especially, I thought up until, there towards the end of the fourth quarter, like, we're about to have our first kicker win the Super Bowl MVP, because
And I still think he should have.
that was all that was really going for either team. I will say though, I kind of had a little bit of a tie. I picked New England to win this because I thought Mike Vrabel would have the edge when it came to, coaching, having played in it, etc. It was one of those things that Mike Macdonald and Seattle's defense, Mike Macdonald, previous Baltimore Ravens defensive coordinator, you could see it was almost like Seattle's defense is a mix of Baltimore, or what Baltimore has been known as defensively, obviously not very recently. Kind of a mix of Baltimore and Seattle's Legion of Boom. It was just kind of this combination of just hitting you from everywhere. New England's offensive line is trash. Hunter Henry didn't get involved any in the game. Drake May making mistakes that he had made a lot in the postseason, and it came back to bite him several times. But shout out to Sam Darnold. Didn't have a stellar game. I'm trying to see what he was here. 19 of 38, 200 yards, 1 touchdown. So, reality, it wasn't that great statistically for him, but, going through the journey that he's gone through, the first quarterback in that 2018 class to get to a Super Bowl, I think obviously only one to win it. He was counted out a long time ago, and I was one of those that counted him out too. So kudos to him. I mean, Sam Darnold is now a Super Bowl champion.
Yeah. It was one of the things, you go back to the commercials. I think if they would have played what they did in the second half and the first half, like, you come out with a bang. Like, you need to, where was the M&Ms? Where was the Doritos? Where was the Budweiser stuff? You didn't see those heavy hitters come out. And when you're paying $8 million for a 30-second ad to get what we did have, a lot of it was AI generated. It was not well thought out. It was a bunch of, we're not 13, 14 anymore. I don't even know if the teenagers thought that this was funny. Like, there was just not a lot of what they thought. Now, there was one, the Bud Light one with the keg, and there was one with the tight ends. That one was cute. And then they had another one. It was Ben Affleck, and I can't remember who else. But that's the point. You don't remember all of the ones when we used to know exactly which ones. And Texan come up with this. He said the commercials come out early. I think that has a lot to do with it. I seen the Budweiser one 2 weeks ago.
They've been bad about the past several years of you're able to find all the commercials like on YouTube and other places well before they get released. There's no surprise anymore when it comes down to the commercial aspect of it. And, bringing up the AI thing, that was one thing that I noticed during the Christmas season. Coca-Cola had just basically recreated an ad of theirs from the early to mid 1990s, but recreated it with AI, and was even there, the typical AI spelling errors you could kind of see in it. So it was just there's no inspiration. There's no heart behind anything anymore when it comes to these commercials. I mean, you'll get a few here and there. Um, I don't think we got it this year, but no, they for what these companies are paying for that spot, you would feel like, hey, we need to do a little bit, but maybe they're just looking at it like, hey, we're paying this much for the 30-second spot. So we're not going to invest any more money into it because we've got the TV time. So what does it matter what we put?
Exactly.
You could sit there for 30 seconds and just put their logo on the screen for 30 seconds. And
there was one, I can't remember what commercial it was. It was just a green screen or colored screen, and it was like a slideshow. It was words. It wasn't even like a commercial. And then at the very end, it was like, what was that? Like, it wasn't even anything. It's kind of like what you said. It's like a transcript, and then some business come up. I can't even remember that. But yeah, the Mill Diamond one, I remember that. That one was pretty funny. But for the most part, I just think it tied into the whole vibe of the game. And then, of course, the halftime show and, the halftime shows, I guess, to be politically correct, and how that divided everybody and where you were. And to me, that took a lot away from the game. It took a lot away from what everybody was talking about, because it was more so, instead of embracing what you were for, you were more against what the other side was doing. And then you lose the real idea. You lose the thought behind of what the message really was. And whether you were here, there, anywhere, it's, to me, I want to sit down with my family, watch Super Bowl, enjoy the commercials, and to have it be split like that, where more people's talking about the halftime show than the game. I think even if it would have been a great game, that's what everybody was talking about. So,
I mean, even
just,
our text message, you, me, Hart, and DP, I could chat with my buddies. I mean, both of them, like, whether it was during or after, we didn't talk about it beforehand, but it was just like you get that little 3 to 5 minute text conversation back and forth about the Super Bowl or about the halftime show. And it's just kind of like, what are we doing? I mean, I kind of bowed out of both of them because I'm like, I'm not going to sit here and have a back and forth about it. Watch what you want to watch. I don't care. But yes, on this comment, transplanted, yeah, 100%. Company logos are just flat these days. This minimalistic, flat, whatever. I feel like too with sports logos, they've become more and more just. There's no oomph behind them. There's no personality behind them. And especially you look at
there's no spokespeople. Yeah, that's what I was saying. And then you had Pepsi stealing the polar bears from Coke and doing their thing. I mean, it's like that was a bold move. That was something that if they would have done that from out the gate, set a tone, I think it would have made more of the commercials. But yes, I mean, right here, look, Prince
is one of the best
Purple Rain in the Rain. Look, I'm sorry, you're not going to top that. And I missed, and this is another thing that really irritated me, was I had Paramount and Peacock. I had to upgrade just to watch the game. So I had to pay an extra $3 to watch the game. And for it to be that type of game, the commercials were horrible. And, I started right at the kickoff. So, I mean, even that was irritating that, they're just trying to squeeze every bit of money they can out of you, instead of just, hey, you're streaming on Peacock. Why did I have to upgrade to the premium just to watch Super Bowl? But that's where we are.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those that even in the newer vehicles, you're going to be paying for subscriptions to use certain things in your vehicles. So get ready, folks.
Before we jump into the Mississippi State game recap, breaking news out of Tuscaloosa, a judge has denied Bediako's injunction to play for Alabama. So he is no longer eligible. I don't think they're allowing a temporary. I haven't got all the details yet, but as for now, I don't know that if he gets a chance to appeal or what, but
so we have some that are saying you're rich enough to upgrade.
Yeah.
And was the Super Bowl a disappointing money grab?
Absolutely. That's all. I mean, yeah. I mean, we could say that it's a money grab, and we can jump back to, we'll go down that rabbit hole. I think a lot of it had to do with the matchup. Not everybody was wanting to watch the Seahawks and the Patriots. So they're like, what can we do to try to get the most out of it? But as to say I'm rich enough to upgrade, I mean, I did it, but saying you're rich by throwing $3 at something.
Yeah, but you forget to knock off that $3 upgrade, and it's gonna.
Yeah, that now I've already got that taken care of.
So because that's what they're hoping for is you upgrade and you forget about it.
Oh yeah, they absolutely do. But back to the Bediako stuff. Yeah, Tuscaloosa judge has denied Charles Bediako's motion for a preliminary injunction to allow him to continue playing for Alabama per court docs. So he is no longer eligible. And finally,
who is a better money grab, Goodell or Hunter Yurchek? I'm going to go with Goodell because he doesn't have to ask for money.
Or Charles Bediako.
Well, here's the thing with Bediako, and this is all on Nate Oates, is I would like to see his transcript, his grades at the end of the semester, because Nate Oates came out this weekend and said that, even if he doesn't get to play, we're still keeping him on scholarship. So I'd like to see those grades, since you stood firm on that's why he was there, was, education and whatnot.
Yeah. That's see.
True. I did buy a Coke Zero at the Kentucky game.
Oh, yeah.
$5.34.
That is true. That is true. But we were poor enough to make sure we dropped that free towel and we had the people in front of us get it. So that's what we had to do.
But yes, Mississippi State.
Yeah, Mississippi State game. What a breath of fresh air. I mean, I know Mississippi State was horrible, but to go into this 11 o'clock after that fallout against Kentucky, you're missing two people, you're missing two of your guys. You don't know what their status is going into this at 11 o'clock in the morning. You were worried because they had a couple of guys that really shoot the three.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, they led 3 minutes of the whole game. So, I mean, you led by 13 at the half, outscored them 45-38 in the game, 20-point win for Arkansas, 24 points. And one thing I really liked out of Acuff, we were talking about the Kentucky game, how when he caught the ball, he wanted to dribble it and try to make something happen opposed to just shoot the damn ball. And what did he do? Numerous times caught it, shot, boom. I mean, that's what we want to see out of somebody. Score first and then worry about trying to make a play or passing it. But 22 assists, that's the key to them winning. They're going to have to share the ball. But if you get it to Acuff and you're open, bomb it. That is the way you're going to have to win these games.
And I mean, I was worried a little bit at first with Hubbard because he was kind of, scoring at will almost in the beginning. And then he really went silent midway through the second half, probably. But they did what they needed to do. There was even there was one point, and this was at the end of the game. The game was already done. It was minute and a half left, and Arkansas was kind of dribbling it out. And it was, I think, Darius Acuff's last layup right around the minute mark. And it was just like he was dribbling it out. Like they didn't want to shoot. They didn't want to score, but Mississippi State was playing no defense whatsoever. And it's one of those at some point, because you don't want to get the shot clock violation. He just drove to the hoop.
Yeah.
Basically wide open late. I mean, Mississippi State gave up. And I get it, but it was a game that Arkansas, they needed to come out. They needed to make themselves feel good again. Do we have LSU tomorrow, I believe? So, put a couple together, because, one thing that's been pointed out on everybody's favorite radio show is Arkansas hasn't won more than 4 games in a row. this season. And that's something that you're going to have to do in the NCAA tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just hope, and I'm not saying you need to put this streak together right now, because we've talked about this in years past. You don't want to peak while the regular season's still going on. So it's something, I'm not saying peak yet, but you've got some tough games coming up. Let me see here.
You haven't won 4 in a row since December 16th. The last time, the last game was Queens.
Yeah, well, they haven't won more than 4 in a row.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying they've
yeah.
won 3 in a row. That's the last time they won 4 in a row.
Gotcha.
Goes back to December 16th. And then you had your 3-game stretch where you started out James Madison, your SEC 2-0 start. Then you beat Vandy, LSU, Oklahoma, and now we're at with Mississippi State. So, but it's big because you look down February 18th. We're talking about the Bediaco stuff. You have Alabama February 18th in Tuscaloosa. What's that atmosphere going to be like after the fallout of this? It makes these next 2 games important because you're trying to, again, cushion your lead. You're trying to get that seed. You're trying to get that double bye in the SEC tournament. And for them to win by 20 without 2 your players, your role players, let's go out and beat LSU. And that just sets you up for Auburn, Alabama. And then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You've got 8 games left.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I still stand firm. I put this out on the video I put out after the game. Like, you still need to go 5-3 in these next 8 games, in my opinion.
Yes.
Just to kind of stay afloat. Arkansas is currently 3rd in the SEC, which Kentucky doesn't have a midweek game this week, so could get back to that 2nd spot. We'll see what happens. I mean, there's going to be a lot of changes over the coming weeks in the SEC standings.
Yeah.
I made the point that with Carter Knox and DJ Wagner being out, that I wanted to see Isaiah Sealy get quality minutes. I had someone that say, he needs to earn it first, and I get it, earning it in practice and whatnot. But when you get those moments on the court, you've got to earn it also. So you can't go out on the court and not show up. And Cal even talked about postgame that he talked to Isaiah during the week, and he had a great week of practice. And I think it showed on the court. So, I mean, he had 3 blocks for the game, but 3 that all came in the first half. His alley-oops, when he got those alley-oops, I mean, the energy of the team was off the charts just because they were so happy to include him and for him to be included in this and to actually make a dent in this. So it was something that I want to see more from Isaiah Sealy now that we've seen this.
And that's what Coach Cal was talking about, and that's what he was talking about, preseason. Sealy's got the athleticism. He's got what it takes to play, but he'll go on a stretch where he'll make 3 really good plays, and then he'll go on a stretch where he makes 3 really bad plays. Well, you're coming into crunch time where you can't necessarily afford those 3 type plays in a row, bad plays. But also on the flip side, there's going to come a point in time where they're going to need him. If you got 2 guys that are out, ankle injury, knee injuries, they're not guaranteed the rest of the season. I mean, Coach Cal was putting it out there. Look, we just want to rest them. We think we can beat Mississippi State. He didn't say this. I'm not quoting him saying it, but he thought that Arkansas could beat them without them. He'd give them a rest, getting ready for this brutal stretch coming up, because you have Auburn, Alabama, A&M, Florida, and at Florida, Texas at Missouri. But still, that stretch right there, Auburn, Alabama, Missouri, Texas A&M, Florida, back to back to back to back. I mean, that is going to be a tough stretch for Arkansas. Another thing, there was a comment about Pringle.
Yeah,
he's got to continue to show up, because there's going to be games where they're going to need him. 6 points, but he had 11 rebounds. I'll take that every night. I will take that from him every single day. You could score 6 points, but by God, give me 11 rebounds. Give me some blocks. He didn't. I mean, Trevin Brazil had 4 blocks. Isaiah Sealy, 3 blocks. I mean, let's get Isaiah in there. Show them what it is to be like a dog. Like, I'm from Arkansas. Let me show you how bad I want to play.
And shout out to Billy Goat.
14
points. Yeah. 25 minutes, 14 points, 7 for 11, 4 rebounds, 3 assists.
He's my favorite player.
Yeah, I mean, he brings the energy, I feel like, to this lineup. No matter if he's with first team, second team, whatever, he's the spark that this team needs. He's flying all over the court, whether it's blocks, whether it's alley-oops, whatever. He's ready to go. There was something too. Malik Thomas. I feel like Malik Thomas had a quiet 17 points. He played the entire game. Him and Brazil both. They both played 40 minutes. And then you had Nick Pringle at 28 minutes, A-Cup at 38 minutes. So, yeah, I mean, these guys were asked a lot. There was a lot asked of them, not having Carter Knox and DJ Wagner, and they 100% stepped up to it. So take it, run with it, and go forward. So that's something that you got another struggling team in LSU. You're on the road, but it's one of those that go in there, punch them in the mouth, and get ready for your game on Saturday. Business as usual.
Yeah, Billy Richmond, he reminds me of Jalen Tate. I was trying to make sure who it was but that's just who his game, his poise, when he gets going, he is just, it's almost like what Jalen Williams brought to the team when he got going with his energy. And that's what you have with Billy Richmond. He's one of the team favorites, and he has just got to control himself. There's still some times where he gets carried away. He gets outside of himself, and you got to hone that in because that could get you in trouble. But outside of that, I absolutely love how he plays the game. And again, you are, let me get on another screen real quick.
And I haven't heard anything on Ewan with the shoulder, but I imagine they're not doing Cal's show tonight since they're at LSU tomorrow. So maybe we'll get an update before tomorrow's game.
We're 17-6 overall, 7-3 in conference. You're 12-1 at home, let lone loss against Kentucky. But I mean, it's the final stretch, final countdown. This is where we've been talking all year. You got to come ready to play. You can't have any off nights because you go 0-2 in a week. That can take you from 4th to 7th right there. I mean, no telling, and you don't want that. You want to do everything you can to get that double bye in the SEC tournament, get that 5-6 seed, get you out of that bubble, that 7-10 slot, because I mean that's where you're going to make those runs. 6 seed and up is where you're going to have the best chance to go on a big Sweet 16 Elite 8 run, if not the Final Four.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean the top half of the SEC standings, top 8. I mean you've got 8-2, 8-3, 7-3, 7-3, 6-4, 6-4, 6-4, 6-4. So you have a 2-game difference between first and 8th, or 2-game difference. So there's a lot that could be shaken up. You just got to, I think, do what you can, because a lot of those games too. I mean, if you look at, you play Florida, they're currently sitting first. You play A&M, they're actually tied with us, and then you've got Alabama, you've got Missouri twice in these last 8 games. So
and Missouri's always tough, no matter what. They're that one pesky team like A&M that just gives you fits. So. It's time again, like I said, challenging the team to be who we think you are, and that's in a good way. We think you are a Sweet 16 Elite 18, and if you're a Sweet 16 Elite 18, that means you can get to a Final Four. That means you can get to a national championship. That means you can get to that point. So it's go time. We're in the final month of the regular season, and again, no more excuses. You got to come ready to play. Get everybody healthy. If by chance you need to sit them out again with this game at LSU, because I'll take that, knowing that the next 5 games they're ready to go, because the next 5 games after this LSU game is going to be very, very important.
It's net up or shut up time.
Absolutely. Before we had to break, Arkansas softball kicked off the season. They finished 4-1 in the Kicking Chicken Classic in Conway, South Carolina. Started off with a 17 run rule win over Virginia. Then Virginia got the best of them Saturday, 4-2. They're suffering their lone loss there. in Coastal Carolina, and then they finished off the weekend with an 11-1 win over Coastal Carolina and put up 3 touchdowns against Akron, 21-3. I've heard that this could be one of Coach Deifel's strongest teams. She is very happy with her rotation. I mean, Robin Heron again, 2-0. She had 15 strikeouts this weekend. Cam Harrison come in, 8 strikeouts. I mean, this team is loaded, and then you can go to their batting order. I mean, just Jaden Ramos, Ramsey Walker, Kennedy Miller, Ellie McDowell, and Talia Rio. Just Reagan Johnson is going to be the one to look out for, too. I mean, their outfield, speed all around. Very excited to go watch this team play and very excited to see what this season is for them, because this is that one team I've said for years that I want them to get to Oklahoma City. I want them to taste that women's college World Series, because they deserve it. Coach Deifel deserves this for this team. I mean, you're one game away a few years back when you lost to Texas in the Super Regionals. But up next for them, I believe they are, let me pull the schedule up right quick. They are going to be in San Marcos, Texas for the States Up Invitational, Friday the 13th through Sunday, where they'll play Wichita State, Clemson, BYU, and Texas State. So we'll stay with us on that. We'll give you all the updates. But, yeah, they were absolutely crushing the ball. Let me pull up the stats right quick, see if we can get a home run count. How many home runs they hit over the weekend, but 60 runs they scored over the weekend, which was very, very impressive. Home runs, they hit six home runs this weekend. So they're off to a hot start.
Definitely.
We're going to take a quick commercial break. After the break, we'll be joined by Payton Dunn of Choose Arkansas to talk about Choose Arkansas and his goal to bring NIL the best they can to Arkansas, to all the schools in Arkansas. Kind of a change since we first had him on. We'll talk about the change of the name, their vision, and their goal right after the break. Searching for premium brewery products that will take your daily routine to the next level? Look no further than Sterling Soap Company. Our handmade soaps, aftershaves, and balms are made with only the finest ingredients that give you the ultimate grooming experience. With a variety of scents to choose from, there's something for everyone. Plus, our products are crafted in small batches to ensure the highest level of quality. So why wait? Visit www.sterlingsoap.com or visit our retail store at 16 West Walnut Street in Paris, Arkansas. Shop our collection and discover the difference for yourself. Upgrade your grooming routine with Sterling Soap Company. Are you looking for a place to grab a cold drink and some delicious food? Look no further than Arkansas Brewing Company. Located at 201 South 1st Street in beautiful downtown Ozark, our establishment offers a wide selection of craft beers and tasty eats. But what sets us apart is our welcoming atmosphere and friendly staff. At Arkansas Brewing Company, you'll always feel like part of the family. So visit Destiny and Christopher Brockett and staff today and see for yourself what makes us the go-to spot for locals and visitors alike. Arkansas Brewing Company, come for the drinks and stay for the friends. Attention DIYers and home improvement enthusiasts. Are you searching for the right tools and the supplies to tackle your next project? Look no further than Mentor's Hardware Store. With locations in Ozark, Alma, and Clarksville, our vast selection of hardware and building materials is sure to have everything you need. Whether you're fixing a leaky faucet or building a new deck, plus our knowledgeable staff is always on hand to offer expert advice and guidance. And with our competitive prices and convenient online ordering, Mentor's Hardware Store is your one-stop shop for all your DIY needs. Visit us today and let's build something amazing together.
Are you looking to take your career to the next level? Look no further than ATU Ozark Campus. As a 2-year satellite campus of Arkansas Tech University, we're dedicated to a quality workforce education, industry partnerships for in-demand jobs, and tailored paths for success. Our programs are led by industry professionals. Whether it's a certificate or you're aiming for a graduate degree, ATU Ozark has you covered. Visit our website at www.atu.edu/Ozark or contact us at 479-667-2117. Your future begins here. Welcome to Ozark Area Chamber of Commerce, where our mission is simple: encourage, promote, and aid an enduring environment of shared economic opportunity and civic development for the Ozark, Arkansas area. Whether you're a local business owner or a resident, we've got something for you. Shop our unique local businesses, explore the beauty of Ozark, and savor local flavors and find cozy accommodations. Join us in building a stronger community, and to learn more, contact us at 479-667-2525. Remember, together we thrive.
And want to welcome you back to the Hog Talk podcast. We are now joined by Payton Dunn, president of Choose Arkansas. The name changed since the last time we've talked. You've been very busy at it. So, man, just give us a brief recap of what's been going on since the last time we had you on.
Yeah, so we had the name change. I ended up getting hit up by some people that had, some more money and resources, and it just made sense. But additionally, I met with the school. I don't know if I had met with them yet before I was on or not. And they told me that to be compliant with regulations that I had to be at more schools than one. I didn't want to go out of state. It made more sense to just, we build it out for the Hogs. We can give it to everybody else in Arkansas. And then from a business perspective, if we're marketing athletes in Fayetteville, most businesses in Arkansas operate more than just in Fayetteville. They probably operate in Little Rock, Jonesboro, Russellville, you name it. So we can just use athletes over there as well. And it kind of makes the state more attractive. It gives us more to play with, more resources. And I think overall it was probably the best move going forward in this world of NIL.
So how's it been? Go ahead. You can get it.
I was just going to ask, since the last time we had talked, you were looking to sign your first. You had your goal. I believe it was around 2,500, or I'm trying to remember the last goal or the original goal. But how many athletes have you signed on board so far? And have they just been at Arkansas or other schools already?
Yeah, so I have 26 U of A football guys, another 5 women's athlete at the U of A, and then we have 1 baseball guy pending, should have him soon, and then another softball player probably coming with him as well. So I'd say we're probably about to sign our 27th football guy too. So we have around 30 to 35 at the U of A. I signed my first A-State football guy the other day. I have 2 at Harding for football, and then we have 2 UAPB baseball players. So it's a little slower of a start at the other schools. I had a lot of those athletes reach out. But for us, it kind of needs to make sense where the money is, depending on the donations for those schools and everything. And then as far as the schools outside of the D1s, it's having those conversations with their athletic departments to see if they're interested in coming into our platform and going from there.
So how's that been? You first had a goal of doing this for Arkansas. Did you have an idea that it could potentially go to other schools, or was it not until you were approached saying you had to go this route? And again, what's that journey been like now, having more players come at you, more schools basically to pick and choose from and try to get money for these schools as well?
Well, I think the advantage, at the beginning, no, I just want to do Arkansas. It's a lot easier to work with one school with their issues and not have to deal with all of them across the state. But at the smaller schools, we can implement some things and kind of guinea pig it to see if it works there before we try it at Arkansas, right? Because their athletes, it's a lot cheaper to kind of do some stuff. You kind of have where they're more willing to try some riskier stuff to get money because it's harder for them to raise it. So we can try stuff at that level. If it works, then we'll integrate it into the other bigger schools. As far as talking to athletes, agents, people probably tell you all the time, but agents. If you got an agent that is just a pain in the butt, that's all I'm going to say professionally about agents. But it's just, some of them are great, but most of them, I don't know why these players have them. One of the female basketball players I signed, she had an agent, and it was just why do you have an agent? This makes no sense. And it's just way harder. It slows it down. And to be honest, we're going to have 27 football guys. We probably would have had 50 without agents. So I'll leave it at that.
Are agents your biggest obstacle at this point, or is there still any hoops that the schools try to put you through?
We try to work with the school, but we don't have IP rights, and everybody in this business, as far as if you do anything Arkansas related, about Jerry and all the cease and desist you're going to get. So those have been very predominant. We've been maneuvering how to get around those. But we've proven that we can just do it, and we're just going to go and do it. So that's all I will go into that.
Yeah.
Cry a little bit.
And I know that's got to be frustrating for you, because we've dealt with that in other fashion. But, here we are. We're just trying to put a podcast out. We're just trying to put Razorback news out there. We're trying to promote the state, and we're trying to do we keep getting these battles thrown at us like we're millionaires, and we're just making so much money off of it. And it gets to the point where it's exhausting, and like you're almost like, why are you being so petty and greedy? And I feel like that's the same sentiment to you of you're trying to do this to help a need. And even if it is small potatoes compared to what the University of Arkansas wants to do with their raffle, which I'm pretty sure you could probably combat their raffle. We have our own separate feelings on the raffle. But, I know that's got to be frustrating for you because all you're trying to do is do a good cause. You're trying to get athletes money, and you're trying to spread it out. So I share I share that with you because, you see right here, this is the Arkansas Athletic. That's their deal. That's their baby. And right now, for a basketball game on the 14th, you're expected to get $390. Now, of course, we know that's going to get inflated right before the game, but still, it's depressing to me to see what we could have with Choose Arkansas with the raffle that Bet Saracen wanted to do, and now what we're stuck with. And then hearing the university cry broke or cry we need more money, it just adds another layer to that.
Yeah, I will say if I wasn't a diehard Arkansas fan or I didn't love the state, I probably would have bowed out by now. And people talk, and it's like they see what we're doing. Like there's people out there that look into everything in NIL. Like one of my articles made it on like the national media or like on the national tracker. So I've had people reach out, and I talk to other schools to see what they're doing. And it's like, there are those options available, but it's like I only want to be here and help Arkansas.
Yeah.
And I look at it this way. It's like, there's going to be people at the school that they're there for a job, and eventually, another job takes them away. So it's like you just got to stay in, and it's like the fans have been here since the beginning, and the fans will be here at the end, and, it will endure. Another toxic thing that I would bring up is also like just, some businesses not looking for the best interest of players. That's also been difficult. There's some businesses around Fayetteville that I'll say that they go and they just they do a lot of damage to these athletes. And it's just like, if you're going to say you're a fan and you're putting out there you're a fan, like, don't screw the kids over. Like, don't sign them to an 11% interest rate, like, let's, try to help our guys out.
Yeah.
So there's like with the agents screwing kids over, and then businesses, what we're doing right now is very much needed. These kids have like no direction. They don't know anything about NIL. They don't know how to, pay sales tax on a car, and they're just going out getting this money, and they only get paid they get paid by monthly. Like, we see these big figures, and you think like, oh, they're getting that all up front. No, the school pays them monthly, and you blow your knee out, that check might not be there the next month. And you're going to have to pay taxes on that. And you're a 1099, you're not an actual employee. So there's all kinds of complications. And if you don't surround yourself with the right people, or the organization doesn't surround the players with the right infrastructure, it's just not going to be great when you get out of college. Like, you can make all that money, but it doesn't make, everything easier. You have new problems now. So
what, there was a comment here that there was an event in Conway last month, but what events or opportunities does Choose Arkansas have coming up, if anything, regarding future players?
Yeah, so we're working with RPW, which is like Razor Pro Wrestling up in Northeast Arkansas. We're going to have like 4 players at every one of their events. So it's like actual like WWE style wrestling, but like before, like at 6 o'clock, the doors open. So we'll have a booth out there, do autographs from 6 to 7, and then let the guys either stay if they want to or leave. I think we have right now confirmed Keandre Johnson and Anthony Kennedy will be at the February 28th show. We're going to do a lot of events where it might not be players coming out. It's going to be me and my business partner coming to talk Choose Arkansas and just giving opportunities to fans to meet us. We're doing a dine and donate at the Texas Roadhouse in Searcy, Arkansas on March the 3rd. We'll have Andrew Miller of Harding University at the Searcy Card Show on March the 14th, starting to try to build around Central Arkansas. I know we have something planned in Little Rock. I don't know the exact date yet. We're still working on that. We're going to do something at the Catfish Hole. There's a lot of events we're planning out, and then also the SEC tournament, March the 12th, will be at John Daly's Bar. We got an Arkansas band that's going to come there and play. Free drinks to the members if they get there, like the first drink's free. So as far as events, I think that's all we have, but there's a lot of bigger stuff that we have working on right now.
And when it comes to like you setting up in, let's just say at Fayetteville, what are the parameters? I mean, I know they're probably not just going to let you set up shop right outside the stadium, but what would be the, I guess, guardrails of you promoting Choose Arkansas at a game? Where would you have to be at per se when it comes to, are you allowed even on anywhere on the campus, or what is your guide rails when you're talking about what you could do at the University of Arkansas?
Well, for me as a fan, if I go into the game and hand somebody something or drop it on the ground and they pick it up, that's, what they're going to do. But wherever I go, I'm going to talk Choose Arkansas. And, I feel like I think the university doesn't allow people giving away stuff on campus, allegedly. But also at the same time, it's like, I feel like if we're doing this thing, it's like to kick us off the campus would also be really bad PR for them. Mm-hmm. So while we may never set up a booth at a game on campus, we will probably have some flyers with us, and we'll walk around and talk to whoever we see or whoever wants to come and talk to us.
Yeah, I was thinking like if you did a tailgate, if you was able to set up a tailgate and you have like your logo on one of the canopies. I mean, you're not necessarily handing anything. I was just wondering if you've had any of those ideas, if they would allow you to do such.
We're definitely going to try to get a tailgate for this football season. For us, like I'm thinking like it to March right now and a little bit beyond that. So I haven't gotten around to August, but we're definitely going to put in for a tailgate and see how it goes.
Mm-hmm. I was just talking about March and the events coming up. What's some immediate or soon-ish goals that y'all have? I know before you had kind of a dollar amount to sign your first player. So now that you've gotten a good handful of players, what's the next step, or is it just to continue to grow your list of players?
So the things we have in the immediate future to be our goals,
mm-hmm.
what the board of the chair of our board, he put out that by August or by the beginning of football, he wants us to have $5 million raised. Very aggressive. We're trying to make it happen. But this Wednesday, we're going to have a pretty big announcement. It's just we're waiting for all the ducks to get in a row for it to officially be announced. I wanted to do it this weekend. All the paperwork's been signed. All I'll say on the air to give you something on air is that it's an alumni ambassador and has something to do with the Wordle that's floating around. So it will be officially announced on their X and their Instagram on Wednesday or Thursday. Again, just trying to get all the ducks in a row for that. I think that will really tell how big we're going to get, the fan response from that and how that goes. As far as everything else, we're going to have a website soon for athletes to sign up on, and then that way businesses can integrate in the websites and athletes can too. And we're working on a marketplace as well. So I think those two getting off and getting going, I think those will help us out a lot.
And that's what we're leading to getting you out of here. The fact that where can people find you? How can people go donate? How can people inquire about more about Choose Arkansas, what it is, and to help the cause that you're trying to raise money for this NIL fund at the University of Arkansas and other state or other programs across the state of Arkansas?
Yeah, it's www.choosearkansas.org. You go to join now in the menu, and it will have you can donate to what sport you want it to go to just the general fund. And you just scroll down and you can see it all. But that's the number one thing we need right now is because I'm talking to agents, I'm talking to players, I'm trying to get us this broad portfolio of athletes That way people, when I was just signing female athletes, they were like, I was getting destroyed on X. It was not great for me. But once I signed a football player, it completely changed. So I feel like the more athletes we have, like, here you go, you're investing into us because we're investing in the program. And I feel like fans need to see that. So we're trying to build it out. So my business partner's talking to like seed level money, trying to get us some big money to go and get this alumni that we need to be our ambassadors. So right now we just really need members. We haven't been honing in on that. I know a lot of the Pigpen people haven't switched over yet either. If you can just come in at $5 or $10, get your skin in the game, see if you get an investment on it. We're going to try to do as much as we can for you. And then once you get more comfortable, you can go up or just do what you can afford. I mean, you can still join for $1. So that's what I'd say to that.
Adam, you got anything else?
No, I'm good.
All right. Well, hey, man, we really appreciate you coming on again with us. And again, any kind of step in the way we can help out. Once you announce the alumni ambassador, once things get rolling in March, just keep us up to date. Everything you got going on, and best of luck to you, and choose Arkansas.
Thank you so much. Y'all take care. Thank you for having me.
Well, that was Payton Dunn of Choose Arkansas. Again, trying to start something new with this NIL. Then you get hit with trying to have to change your name and the hurdles that they're going through. And I know it has to be frustrating when you're really trying to, but then again, welcome to the corporate world. Welcome to corporate America where, you're trying to do the best you can. And yes, Ty, I upgraded to Peacock Premium, so I will not be able to pitch in for an athlete. So I appreciate you supporting my poorness, Ty.
It's one of those things we all know that one of the biggest issues when it comes to NIL, when it comes to going to the transfer portal and all this stuff, that agents are in the way of just about everything in college sports these days. So I'm sure, you think that dealing with the school is the biggest hurdle, but at the same time, now you're dealing with 20, 30 agents or however many you deal with, and it's a headache and a half.
Well, and the part of, being kind of told you can't just do it just for Arkansas. You have to go to other schools, and no disrespect to any of the other schools, but that's got to be a deterrent to some of these investors of, well, I want to give to this, but wait, you're doing it for all schools. Mm-hmm. And I know once they meet and all the logistics and they really fine tune it and they know, okay, this money can go to Arkansas, but just trying to wheel them in, knowing that this is a thing for all the schools, it could be one of them hurdles that they didn't see that is real. And it's just frustrating when you see somebody try to do something well, planned out, trying to really bust their tail to make things work. And, there's always somebody at the U of A wanting to just piss on it. And it shouldn't be that way. Everybody at the University of Arkansas, fans, staff, everybody wants everybody to have a good athletic program. And they're not taking nothing from you. They're trying to help you out from what you can't do. So, if you're going to get mad at Choose Arkansas, how about you do a better job? You're talking about this. I seen a thing. Link U. Mm-hmm. Where's Link U? Where's Remy Cofield? Where's Hunter Yurachek? Where's all these people that should be doing their job? And it's forcing people like Payton to start their own thing because that's how frustrated they are. And then all you want to do is make it harder for them because you're the big dog. Well, step your game up. But trying to knock the little people down and step your game up. That's what message I would send.
Yeah. Well, wishful thinking at this point when it comes to Hunter Yurachek and the powers that be. But, I appreciate what Payton and Choose Arkansas is doing. And yeah, just embrace it if you're one of these schools, one of these athletic directors, because it's literally just trying to put money in the pockets of your players that may not be getting these deals elsewhere. Mm-hmm. So it's one of those that it's nothing. There's no harm being done here. So just accept it, deal with it, embrace it, push it. Whatever you need to do. Just don't combat them. All they're doing is helping you out.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If you're the university and you can't get people to buy into your big corporate setting and they can't afford what your prices are. Well, hey, look, it might not work for us, but hey, we got Choose Arkansas. They're doing something for all these schools in Arkansas. As little as $1 you could do. I mean, if you're doing something to help bring an NIL to Arkansas, guess what? It's not coming out of your budget. It's coming out of Choose Arkansas's budget. So guess what? That's more money that you can use to do other things. But, you know, they don't think like that. I mean, it's too easy for them to think that way.
No, because there's not like a 10-step plan involved that, you know, has a 3-year plan on top of it. So it is what it is.
Adam, you got anything else for rollout?
Nope, I'm good.
All right. Well, hey, everybody, thank you for tuning in. For Adam Hall, I'm Porter Hayes. That will do it for another episode of the Hog Talk podcast. I want to thank all of our sponsors, all of our fans, and we will catch you on Thursday.